Shankar sir or Priyanka madam, can you? Good evening, all of you. We will start with our lecture. It's exactly 9:25, and we have decided that we will take session each around 40 minutes. So we start here. You can mark your attendance. I'll not waste much of time. We'll go into the presentation directly. I hope my screen is visible and I'm audible to all of you. Just putting chat box. Whether my presentation is visible, my voice is audible, just put yes, sir. Okay, I saying yes, sir. Okay, okay. So we'll go into the presentation part directly. Any problem is there? Some volunteer can just mark the yeah. So all of you know that we have started with okay. There's always some problem. Okay, and this new system is problem. Sorry. Okay. So this is today's presentation. Now I will not waste much time in revising what we have covered in last 5 lectures, which were sessions for approximately 1 hour plus. So we have covered approximately 5 hours sessions in which we talked about origin of universe, vastness of universe. We talked about some practical approach to the sky observation with a naked eye. We had little briefing on telescope, binocular selection, and then we tried to draw your attention to some misconception attached to this vast knowledge domain called astronomy and cosmos or cosmology. Today we will be covering these topics. This is about that I used complete content from the internet. This is today's topics. I hope it's properly visible to all of you. Now you can read this. Every lecture or every session hereafter, we will be covering general astro topic little bit. Then we will be talking about two constellations. Specifically, why I'm talking about two, three constellations because we have 88 constellations. We have 25 or 50 sessions. So each class, suppose we cover in detail two, three constellations, probably you will have better understanding of sky whenever you go in open sky, and that too sky which is having good visibility of the constellations, stars, sun signs, etc. Now details of few Messier objects we'll see. So here I had planned that whatever constellations we are covering will touch upon the Messier objects or objects listed in NGC, that is New General Catalog, or IC Index Catalog, or some there is some now Claude's classification. So all these things will be touched upon for those specific constellations. Now, though today I will be covering about the Andromeda and Telescopium, but then my interest is that in case I find time, we will be covering some specific topic like sun. So let us hope that we get sufficient time. I'm of strong opinion that probably this 30-minute session will not be sufficient to go beyond specific whatever we have listed in Andromeda and Telescopium and M31, M32, M110. But before that, this is general topic. So suppose we want to measure the universe. You must be remembering that last lecture, when that is fifth and fourth lecture, I was discussing something related to the vastness of universe. And in vastness of universe, I started with the Mercury, which has having diameter approximately 4,880 kilometers. And then we ended upon the small portion of sky photographed by 24 hours exposure by Hubble Space Telescope called Hubble Deep Field. And that particular photograph was accommodating approximately 3,500 galaxies, and in which we observed our own galaxy Milky Way and the nearby galaxy called Andromeda. and we try to un- make our understanding clear about what is the distance between them. So suppose we want to calculate some distances in astronomical background or some microscopic background, which is related to science and technology. We need to have clarity regarding the distances, units, its measurement. Normally, you will find that 11 standard physics also, the first topic is dimension measurement and related units. Here, units will not be of that MKS and CGS type. I'll be just listing out some miniature version of units to the some extra large quantities which we need to cover. अभी थोड़ा हिंदी में भी बात करेंगे. दो तीन लोग हैं उनको इंग्लिश से प्रॉब्लम, हिंदी से प्रॉब्लम है, बट देन वॉट एवर आई कवर्ड आई विल जस्ट नाउ समराइज्ड इन हिंदी. तो अब तक हमने पिछले 5 लेक्चर्स में ये देखा कि एग्जैक्टली यूनिवर्स यानी ब्रह्मांड का ओरिजिन, ब्रह्मांड का वास्टनेस एंड वेरियस मिसकंसेप्शंस, जो बहुत सारी गलतफहमियां इस ब्रह्मांड के शुरुआत से लेके अब तक प्रचलित है, और उसके कारण बहुत सारी जो प्रिविलेज पीपल है, मतलब जिनको ज्यादा जानकारी नहीं है, जिनके पास इंटरनेट का ज्ञान का सोर्स है तो भी उनको यूटिलाइज नहीं करना आता, ऐसे लोगों का एक्सप्लॉयटेशन बहुत होता है उनके अज्ञान के कारण, बिकॉज ऑफ देयर लैक ऑफ नॉलेज एंड इग्नोरेंस. ये सारी चीजें हम जो क्राइम पेट्रोल में देखते हैं, ये सब सच है. और ये होता है क्योंकि कोई उनको विज्ञान गलत तरीके से, गलत भावना से बताता है. तो ये सब चीज समझने के लिए हमको सिर्फ हमारा फंडामेंटल स्ट्रांग रखना है और थिंकिंग साइंटिफिक रखनी है. तो थिंकिंग साइंटिफिक रखने के दौर में जो हमने पहले 5 लेक्चर कवर किए, उसमें मेरा इंटरेस्ट था कि आपको साइंटिफिक थिंकिंग आए. आपका इंटरेस्ट था कि आपको जो स्काई ऑब्जर्वेशन है, सेलेस्टियल बॉडीज है, कॉन्स्टिलेशन है, इनके बारे में जानकारी मिले. बट टॉपिक इतना वास्ट है कि शायद 5 घंटे में होगा नहीं, इसलिए हम पहुंचे अगले 50 सेशंस में, जहां हम तकरीबन 25 आवर्स कंप्लीट करेंगे एडिशनल. फॉर दिस वी विल इशू सर्टिफिकेट टू यू ऑल्सो. So, in that, we start with our 6th session on astronomy. Neither previous one is basic, neither this is advanced. Both of these courses are part of आजकल जो नया टीवी पे सीरियल्स चलती है ना, सीजन 1 सीजन 2, तो वही है कि वही चल रहा है, सीक्वेंस में प्रोग्राम्स चल रहे हैं. हमने पहले 5 प्रोग्राम्स इसलिए किए कि हम जानना चाह रहे थे कि हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू आर comfortable with the teaching we have done in these 5 sessions or 5 hours. Many of you have said that it was wonderful, you liked it was interesting, it is involving. But then many of you didn't turn for the, मतलब बहुत सारे लोग इस सीजन 2 के लिए टर्न अप नहीं हुए. किसी को टाइम का प्रॉब्लम है, किसी का डिनर का इशू है, किसी का क्लास चल रहा है, किसी को लगा कि उसके उम्र के आगे है. कुछ बच्चों में गलत फहमी है कि दे फील दैट दिस मे बी course which we need to attend under open sky. Absolutely not. But if possible, it is most welcome. क्यों? जब हम स्काई ऑब्जर्वेशन की ही बात कर रहे हैं, जो लोग 9:30 के बाद आएंगे उनको एंट्री मिलेगी कि नहीं मुझे मालूम नहीं, क्योंकि आप लोगों ने जीमेल भी मुझे भेजा नहीं, और आप आगे अंदर आने की कोशिश करोगे तो मैं हूं नहीं, क्योंकि मैं पीपीटी मोड में, तो मैं आपको एंट्री नहीं दे पाऊंगा. तो आपको ये सब चीज का ख्याल रखना है. ये चीज में मैं ज्यादा वक्त जाया नहीं करूंगा. अब कम टू द मेजर ऑफ यूनिवर्स. आज हम बात करेंगे एक जनरल टॉपिक की. इन दिस जनरल टॉपिक वी विल बी टॉकिंग अबाउट द डिस्टेंसेस एंड यूनिट्स, जस्ट टू मेक अवेयर दैट जो हम मेजर करते हैं, वॉट एवर वी मेजर इन आवर स्कूल कॉलेज डेज एंड वॉट एवर वी plan to measure when we talk about the astronomy or cosmology, then the things become different. You may be knowing that on 1st of December 2020, Chang'e has already landed on Moon's surface, and now it is going to collect. It's a Chinese space probe, and it is going to collect sample. This is the first attempt to collect sample after 1976. That is अपोलो की जो भागदौड़ चल रही थी ना, अमेरिका और रशिया में जो होड़ लगी हुई, that America Russia's fight to conquer the space has ended in that area only, or that period only. Many projects have been shut down, and now there is new player in this particular particular game, and that is China, and they are doing quite good. And on 1st December, they landed with that their own space probe. Anyway, we'll not go into those parts now. We will discuss those parts in the our few consecutive lectures. Now we'll come to this measure of energy. So you know what is mm. Mm is the one part of your small 1 feet or half feet scale. फिफ्थ स्टैंडर्ड के भी बच्चे हो, 10वीं के भी हो और इंजीनियरिंग के भी हो, एवरी वन ऑफ यू नो दैट जो आपकी स्केल है छोटी वाली जो कंपोस्ट बॉक्स में फिट होती है, दैट इज 150 mm. जो लंबी स्केल है उससे डबल साइज की वो 300 mm की है, जिसको हम एक फीट बोलते हैं. जो छोटी है उसको हाफ फीट बोलते हैं. तो अगर मैं की बात करूं तो उसका एक हिस्सा 10 मिलीमीटर का एक हिस्सा इज 1 मिलीमीटर. 10 मिलीमीटर मतलब 1 सेंटीमीटर. 2.54 millimeter is 1 inch. 12 inches is 1 feet, and 12 inches is 1 feet. Then 30 centimeter is also 1 feet, and 300 is also 1 feet. If I go by centimeter, then or millimeter, 1000 millimeter is 1 meter, 100 centimeter is 1 meter, and something little beyond this meter it's yard. Then this particular signal, I'll just see anybody is waiting for the uh, lecture. I don't know. I'll just check. Just give me a second. Sorry. Okay. Just give me a second. I'll give general instruction. Let everybody come in. Who's there? Nobody is here except me. So anybody who wants. Huh. Now for all of you, common instruction. If you are attending this course, you need to come at exact time, that is 9:25 or little before that. We cannot waste minutes here because the class is fixed, that is 35 to 40 minutes. My health is not well, then also I'm conducting this class because people have tremendous interest. Many people try to pay fees only because they have tremendous interest. I appreciate this interest. And the such 4 or 5 people is enough for me to conduct any course or class which is related to science and technology or general awareness or scientific information. सो आप थोड़ा वक्त पे क्लास में आया करिए, क्योंकि बाद में मैं क्लास में रहता नहीं हूँ तो आपको तकलीफ होगी कि आपका एंट्री इंश्योर नहीं होगा. ओके, so don't allow me to discuss all these things. Then also I will see chat box. Any question is there? There is no question. Okay, so we go to the presentation part again. Keep your mic off. तो हम बात कर रहे थे, माइक माइक ऑफ रखिए, माइक ऑफ रखिए. ठीक है. आई कैनॉट अटेंड टू दिस थिंग. जब प्रेजेंटेशन मोड में मैं चला जाता हूँ तो उस समय मेरा दूसरा चीज रहता नहीं है, क्योंकि मैं मोबाइल से लेक्चर डिलीवर करता हूँ. ओके, नाउ वी आर कमिंग टू किलोमीटर्स. यू ऑल ओके, आई नीड नॉट टेल यू. आई टोल्ड यू that 1000 millimeter is 1 meter, then 1000 meter is 1 kilometer, and miles, you know, it's a system which is used in the west, that is 1.6 kilometer approximately is 1 mile. Okay, so now this is something which we are habitual in case we are around 12 or undergraduates or under just about to complete graduation. जो बच्चे छोटे हैं, फिफ्थ में है, सेवन्थ में है, एट्थ में है, उनको ये समझना है कि when we talk about physical quantities for the measuring any of the entity, so we go into this particular part. ये सारी चीजें, if we all remember these things whenever and wherever we come across this, then probably our studies, our academics will be good and it will be useful. Whether you are applying for the Olympiad examination or scholarship examination or national talent search, everywhere it is useful. Now, specifically, something related to astronomy we'll be talking about now. AU is astronomical unit. What is it? We will talk about it. LY is light years. We'll talk about it. Parsec is what? It's a basic parallax basically. Parallax arc second. What is it? We will discuss. But temporarily, astronomical unit is distance between sun and earth, which is approximately 15 crore kilometers. I will be talking in Indian quantities because crore and all we use. Westerners or Europeans and Americans, they use millions, billions, trillions. So I'll be talking in crores and lakhs only because I am also habitual to that. Now, when I talk about light years, one light year is the distance traveled by light in a 1 year. The light travels at a 3 lakhs kilometer per second. Parsec is nothing but 3.26 light years. Now, you may ask me whether we you all need to remember this in for you to appear for exam. ये सब चीज का चिंता करने की जरूरत नहीं है. You don't have to bother about all these fundamentals in terms of the exam point of view. You have to just remember that this is something which is complicated. Maybe some fifth, sixth standard student will not understand anything, but some topics, at least 10 minutes topics, we will be covering each time when we'll be going through this every session. Pico. Now, those who know that when we talk about point 1, point 0.01, point 0.001, then probably these all entities come. So we start with जब हम 10 के ऊपर -12 लिखते हैं 10⁻⁻12 it's a pico, 10⁻⁹ it's a nano, 10⁻⁻6 is a micro, 10⁻⁻3 is a milli, then we reach 1, then 1 into 10 raised to 3 is kilo, 1 into 10 raised to 6 is mega, 1 into 10 raised to 9 is giga, and 1 into 10 raised to 12 is tera. Now what we have hard disk and 1 TB. 1 TB is 1 terabyte. So previously at our early age, we used to refer things in kilobytes and megabytes. So इस तरीके से these are things which are we are using. Now we go to the measurement which will make you clear. If I talk about average human height, it is approximately 1.5 to 2 meter. मतलब कितना? Like approximately 5 to 8 feet. Okay, 5 to 6, sorry, 5 to 6 feet. Sorry. Now, when we talk about planes, they fly at a height of approximately 9 kilometers. That is the range of Mount Everest height. When we talk about India's dimension, it is 3000 by 2700. When we talk about east, west, and north, south, diameter of Earth is known to you 12,750 kilometers. Diameter of geostationary satellite orbit is approximately 70,000 kilometers. HST orbits. HST is Hubble Space Telescope orbits at only 450, 500 to 550 kilometers above Earth's surface. Distance to Moon from Earth, I already told you, average distance is 3.84 lakhs, that is 3 lakhs 84,000 kilometers. Diameter of Sun, 13.92 lakhs, that is 13 lakhs 92,000 kilometers. Distance to Sun from Earth, that is one astronomical unit, and which is given as 15 crore kilometer. To be precise, it is 14.98 something. Distance to Sun from Jupiter is approximately 7 astronomical unit, means 1 crore kilometer. Okay, no, 100 crore kilometer. Okay, so it's not actually 100, it's a 75 crore kilometer. Yeah, whatever it is given here is approximation. We'll not get into that part. Okay, we'll go into this, which may be of your interest. Now, here what I have shown you is solar system distance scale. So when we go into this part, I will just make it little bigger and show you that yellow area is sun. Then first is Mercury. What is Mercury? This greenish spot is this is Mercury. This is Venus. This is Earth, Mars, asteroid belt, like that we are. Okay. So I'll just undo these things so you will understand what I am trying to show. I am trying to show you things which tell you that inner planets. So what are the inner planets? The things between Earth and Sun are very closely packed. Even Mars is little closely packed. Even asteroid belt is also closely packed. Next part is Jupiter. So if Mercury is located at zero point 0.4 astronomical unit, means 15 चौक 60 to 6 crore kilometers. Then your Venus is approximately 10 crore kilometers. Earth is approximately 15 crore kilometers. Then you have Mars 22.57 crore kilometers. Then you have asteroid belt, which is approximately in the range of 40 crore kilometers. Jupiter 75 crore kilometers. Saturn approximately 142 crore kilometers. Then you have Uranus, then you have Neptune, and then you have Pluto, which is the last point of considered solar system. But it is not end of it because we need to cover something else, and that is why this figure has been shown to you. आपको ये फिगर दिखाने के पीछे मकसद है ये है कि स्केल बेसिस पे अगर हम बात करें, डिस्टेंसेस की मेजरमेंट की बात करें, तो आपको समझ में आ जाएगा कि सन से बहुत करीब, जिसको हैबिटेबल जोन बोला जाता है, उस हैबिटेबल जोन में अर्थ लाई करता है। और ये जो अर्थ लाई करता है, ये डिस्टेंस सन, जिसका डायमीटर 14 लाख किलोमीटर है, एक मिडल सीक्वेंस स्टार है, उससे सिर्फ 15 करोड़ किलोमीटर की दूरी पे हैबिटेबल जोन है, और उसकी वजह से पृथ्वी और हम है। तो अगर हम है, तो हमको जो समझ में आता है कि बाद में डिस्टेंसेस कैसे बढ़ते हैं, हाउ द डिस्टेंसेस स्टार्ट वेरिंग एंड दे गो टू मच बिग, लाइक जुपिटर, सैटर्न, यूरेनस, नेपच्यून, प्लूटो। प्लूटो इज 40 एस्ट्रोनॉमिकल यूनिट, so 40 into 15 crore, so 15 चौक 60, it's a 600 crore kilometer, which is the Pluto. But is it end of it? No. Solar system's gravitational, sun's gravitational influence extends up to approximately closer to 1 light. And normally it is considered that 1 light year is approximately the influence of any stars which is little or around sunset. So what we have after Pluto is Kuiper belt, and then we have Woods cloud. So Kuiper belt, which is again a belt of some asteroids and meteors and all, is located at a few thousand crore kilometers, and then Woods cloud extends to few lakhs crore kilometers, and then that is the boundary of our solar system. Why I'm telling you all these things? I'm telling you all these things because I want to take you to the next slide of distances and units. Distance to Sun from Pluto is 40 astronomical units. Distance to Sun from Kuiper belt is 700 astronomical units. So every astronomical unit is 15 kilometers, so multiply it. 15 सत्ती 5 14 से like approximately 10500. So you can consider it as a 10,000 crore kilometers. Woods cloud is up to 20,000 astronomical. So you can consider it as that 15 crore into 20,000. 15 into 20, that is 15 to the 30. So 300,000 crore kilometers. So this is the Woods cloud. Woods cloud is also attached to sun's gravitational influence. Now, when we want to go beyond this, it is every time talking in terms of a few thousand crore kilometers will be little impossible thing to remember. So we go to the next unit where we call something light. So suppose light year is the distance traveled by light beam in a year, then it comes out to be in kilometer. It can be calculated. So it comes out to be 63271 astronomical unit. Now, even some measurement, this light years falls short. So we go to the something little bigger unit, and that is parsec. That is 3.26 light year. And for your temporary understanding, parsec is the angle subtended in 1 arc second at that specific distance, which is 3.26 light. So what is that? We will come to that part later. But the number has gone so large that it is 2,06,265 astronomical units. But if you talk about the nearest star system to our solar system, it's 4.26 light year, called Proxima Centauri and Centaurus A and B. 10 parsec, 32.6. Center of galaxy, our own Milky Way galaxy has got 1 lakh light year diameter. Then obviously we are located from the one radial portion is 50,000 light year, and we are located from center approximately 30,000 light years. So this is something little outskirts from the center. Diameter of Milky Way we talk, diameter of Andromeda galaxy. Now I have written 1.8 lakhs light year, but recent understanding is that it is around 2.2 lakhs light. The distance between Andromeda and Milky Way galaxy, I have written 22 lakhs light year, but recent understanding it may be around 25 lakhs light. Diameter of the local cluster of galaxy, बहुत सारी galaxies, the bunch of galaxies to form one small cluster is 1 megaparsec. Megaparsec is 3.26 light year and 1 mega is 10 raised to 6. So 3.26 into 10 raised to 6 light year is the diameter of one local cluster of galaxies. Whole universe is expanded 93 billion light years. That is a diameter of observable universe. And now, while concluding this general part, don't kindly accept my apologies. There's those who got bored in last 15-20 minutes. You have full right to blame me, but can't help it that certain things we need to go through as it is a matter of studies. Okay. Now there is something which is again little beyond understanding of younger kids. The visualization of closest star system that contains planets in a habitable zone. I will explain in separate lecture. Visualization of the closest star system is to make you aware that it's not only our solar system. This is our solar system. So first line is our solar system. Okay. So suppose this is solar system and you can very easily see Saturn and all are visible. This one is that particular Centaurus. We have Proxima Centauri, which is located at 4.26 light year, and then other two Centaurus A and B are located at approximately 4.36 light year. Then these things are of different star systems found out by the Kepler space probe, which we will be studying later. And this scale is to just tell you that these all things are the closest star systems to us. Now you can expand it and you can read it is Alpha Centauri, it is Tau Ceti, it is something different. So Wolf 1061, Gliese 687. Gliese has 3-4 systems which are closer to us. So we'll not get into that part. Here we stop with normal general topic which I'll be covering every time when I'll be delivering this lecture. Now I'll be talking about astronomy. We have already studied. Every technical topic has got two parts. One is theoretical, other is practical or observational. In astronomy, it is observational practical. So in which we have stargazing, naked eye observation or telescopic observation. Both the things require interrelated. That is, हमको theory की भी जरूरत है, practical की भी जरूरत है. तो अभी हम जाएंगे थोड़ा practical part. Our first interest is to cover constellations. हम constellations cover करते वक्त this is the list. We have got 88 constellation. We will start with Andromeda. That is what you may be expecting. So we will start with that. But my interest is different. We will not go in this alphabetical sequence like Andromeda, Antlia, Apus, Aquarius, Aquila, Ara, Aries, Auriga, Bootus. No, we'll go in some different sequence and I will take your opinion. Now, kindly accept apologies. I don't know whether you are able to see this or not. Okay. You have to zoom it from bottom. Okay. In case now what you are seeing is simply this is that. Okay. What is it? 2nd December 2020, 17:13 hours at Panvel or Mumbai. This is the sky. कितने बजे का स्काई है ये? 5:13 2 दिसंबर 2020 की शाम का. Why I'm showing you this? I'm trying to show you this because you are seeing something called sun. You are seeing some constellation called serpents. You are seeing some constellation called Ophiuchus. You are seeing some constellation called Corona Borealis. You are seeing some constellation called Scorpius. Then you are seeing some constellation called Telescopium. I told you that we will be seeing Telescopium and Andromeda. So likewise, 88 constellations are there. I go by alphabetics, then it's Andromeda, then I have to search for some Antilia, then I have to search for some Uppers, and then Aries. But then there is no प्रॉपर अंडरस्टैंडिंग आप लोगों को ठीक से समझेगा नहीं कि एग्जैक्टली जब आप स्काई में देखेंगे whenever you will be observing sky in what sequence of neighborhood of every constellation the other constellation will lie. हर कॉन्स्टिलेशन के अगल बगल में एग्जैक्टली दूसरी कौन सी कॉन्स्टिलेशन होगी. तो अल्फाबेटिक्स को मारो गोली. Will not go by alphabetical order. Will go in this order. So today, just to start hit the thing, I started with Andromeda, but we will keep hereafter alphabetical sequence and we'll go like this. This time, along with the Andromeda, we will cover Telescopium. The next time we'll cover Corona Australis and Sagittarius. Next time we cover Scutum and Hercules. Now you may ask me one. If this is the way it is going to set, then can we see Scorpion constellation today? And the obvious answer is no, because it is with Sun. Okay. So Ophiuchus and Serpents will be visible? Obviously not, because they are also very much closer with them. Even Corona Borealis will not be visible. Suppose today we study telescopium, you will be able to see the telescopium? No. But probably telescopium will be available for the people who are staying in this direction. What is this direction? What you are seeing in this particular screen? S. So when you talk about Indus, when you talk about telescopium, when you talk about Corona Australis, they all are southern hemisphere constellation. So probably telescopium will not be visible to northern hemisphere people due to the foggy and little illuminated conditions on the horizon. So why we are studying this? Because we have 88 constellation. So we need to study all 88 constellation, and after almost 50 sessions, you will get to know that the things will be repeated so often that today you may be worried. आज आपको चिंता हो रही होगी कि I am not able to understand these many things. But I am of strong opinion after few sessions you will get expert on these particular topics. Only thing you need to do some studies at home, and in case you find any doubt you need to contact. So this is telescopium which we are going to study. My approach is to go in this order, like we will be covering this, then this, then this, then next time this, then this, then this, then this, then next time we will be covering this, 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 this. That is how I'm going. The point is, if we go in this sequence, tomorrow when you will understand the sky better, explaining the things to your friends, family members, and other school students will be easier for you. So, in case you have any doubts pertaining to this, let me know that in the chat box, so that at least this stage you will not have any problem. In case no doubt is there, then we will go with Andromeda. That is the information you expect. But before that, I will go to chat box and get the any questions you have. Sir, your voice is breaking. No. Okay, but for me it is breaking. So okay, now I'll tell you. Sankalp, you know. you have network problem. Okay, so now you have to adjust with it, can't help it. Now come to the uh, Manisha Sakpal. Manisha Sakpal ji, if you have a network problem, I cannot do much with that, but can't help it. You have to, because see, if my voice is breaking for all, then it is my problem. But most of the time, now today at least, my Wi-Fi is working, so there is no question that my network is. Which app for the Skyweaver you are using, sir? I'm Ayush. I'm using normally Stellarium. Stellarium works very good on system, but Google Sky works very good on mobile. But let me tell you very frankly, my interest in, sir, I am seeing Orion constellation every day. Okay, Shlok, you are absolutely right because Orion is available nowadays. But I am going in a sequence, the things are setting. आप जो देख रहे हैं उसमें आप rising देख रहे हैं. You are studying sky from east. I'm studying from west because west will not be available. Like whatever goes below west horizon now, like Scorpion is going. Now Scorpion will never be available to me in evening. Scorpion will always be available to me in the morning. And slowly, it will be available at 5 a.m., then it will be 4 a.m., then 3 a.m. Like that, it will come to that particular evening time after long period. So I just want to go from the west side. So whatever is about to set, we will be able to observe. Like suppose we are covering now after few days, we'll be covering Cygnus, which we covered last time. Cygnus, that is Hans, or we'll be covering something called Lyra, that is Swarmandal. Then you will be able to physically see that constellation on west horizon. So we are going like that. You have any specific questions pertaining to anything, you can put it on a group, WhatsApp group, and then probably every one of you can answer. And that is how we are going to build the knowledge. For younger student, it is the preparation for their specific exam. For intermediate student, it is a upgrading their knowledge and finding their interest. Little senior student who are undergraduates and about to get graduated, it is of finding interest which will be useful for them for lifetime to make it as a profession. And for others, it's a just entertainment. Like we have Dr. Pickle. So he is 55, 57-year-old, a veteran in medical profession. Then also he has joined because his interest may be of that type that he want to use his free time or whatever now accessories he has got. So this is something my interest is. Sir, I saw a very bright star below Orion. What is that star? It's a Sirius, brightest star of the night. Okay. So now there is no doubt. We will go back to our presentation. Okay. And you have to understand one thing, that lecture will end at 10:05. We cannot do anything. Next time we will continue. So this is Andromeda constellation. Now let me tell you very frankly, this is one of the very important constellation, because not only it is the first constellation starting with in alphabetical order, but this constellation houses something called M13. It is visually, it is visible by naked eye if sky conditions are good. Presently, it is available in your sky. And if you can see this, which is located at approximately 2.5 million light years, that is 25 lakhs light years, means whatever you are observing, this Andromeda galaxy, which is in Andromeda constellation, is showing you its presence before 25 lakh year. अभी ये बात आप लोगों को कितने लोगों को समझ में आई मुझे नहीं पता, बट ये सारी चीजें आपको समझ में आए, इसलिए ये अपना लेक्चर है. सो if I draw line diagram for Andromeda constellation, then this is my line diagram. Now, what is what is my interest in taking this session? My interest is that if we have suppose 10, 15 interesting, genuinely interested student, after completing this course, they should be able to conduct at least 2 hours observation session for their friends, family, or wherever and whenever they go. This is how I started. As far as my observation and astronomy knowledge is concerned, we started some approximately 10, 15 years back. So What is of interest? Interest is showing this constellation, telling them what is this, telling them what is this Mirage, telling them what is this Alpheras. So every constellation will have some bunch of stars. These bunch of stars are named by various naming systems. Somebody called Bayer's naming system, somebody called Flamsteed naming system, and most of the being older version is from the Greek mythology. So you will have Greek alphabets to be used. So that is why it is written here. Hello. It is gamma. Gamma, you know, tau, you know, epsilon, you know, beta, you know, delta, epsilon, nu, mu, phi, alpha. These are all alphabets from the Greek system. So they have numbering system in which they use alpha, beta, gamma, lambda, delta, omicron, omega, so many things. For us, alpha means the brighter one of that particular constellation. उस constellation में जो bright star है, उसको normally alpha designate किया जाता है, but there is always some certain things which deviates the rule. तो वो चीजें भी हम पढ़ेंगे. तो ये जो सिस्टम है, ये सिस्टम को माइथोलॉजी में या जो लोग लिटरेचर बनाए, फिलोसफी बनाए, स्टोरीज बनाए, हाउ दे हैव सीन दिस पर्टिकुलर कॉन्स्टिलेशन एज वन लेडी हु इज बीन पुट इनटू द चेन. तो जिनको जंजीरों में बांध के रखा है, ऐसी एक लेडी है जिनका प्रेजेंस है ग्रीक माइथोलॉजी में, एंड द नेम इज कॉल्ड एंड्रोमेडा. अब ये एंड्रोमेडा को जंजीर से बांध के समुंदर के सामने क्यों रखा गया था, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ हर what all things has happened, who has done this. So obviously these stories, though of mythology or of are totally imaginary things, but are of lot of interest for the youngsters as well as the veterans. तो जब हम ऑब्जर्वेशन सेशन लेते हैं, तो हमें ये स्टोरीज not only of the Hindu mythology or of the Greek mythology, of Arabian stories, but we need to know multiple versions of stories, and it keeps the audience connected and entertaining. तो ये दोनों चीजें हमको समझनी है, दोनों तीनों चीजें, तो उसके लिए हमको स्टोरीज पढ़ना जरूरी है. बट टेक्निकल कंटेंट वी शुड नॉट मिस. टेक्निकल कंटेंट इज हियर यू कैन सी M31. जिस तरीके से यहाँ दिख रहा है, ऐसे ही आपको ये आसमान में दिखेगा, बट आपको किस तरीके से ये दिखेगा, ये देखने के लिए फिर से आपको यहाँ जाना पड़ेगा. सी, दिस इज योर एंड्रोमेडा, and the presence of your, this is your Cassiopeia, this is your Andromeda, this is your Alpheras, this is your Mirage, this is your point, Alpheras, Mirage, and अभी मैं ही भूल गया. Okay, this particular connecting line, if I divide in 3 portions, then this area is your Andromeda galaxy. Now this area is Andromeda galaxy. The same can be seen when you go in this slice. But the thing is that the previous one is exactly the mirror image of this particular image. Why? Because I am seeing the sky with west in front of my forehead, and you may be seeing the sky putting east in front of your forehead. तो जब आप स्काई को सर के ऊपर लेके आपका फोरहेड पश्चिम दिशा में यानी वेस्ट में या ईस्ट में रखते हो, उससे जो आपको कॉन्स्टिलेशन का स्वरूप यानी द फॉर्म, द फिजिकल लाइन डायग्राम which will not be available there, but a star diagram which is available there, asterism बोलते हैं, will be totally different, and it will take little time for you to get acclimatized or get acquainted to these all things, and that is why initially we will be going slowly, and more of we will be covering some fundamentals and touching upon some constellations and then moving further. So today we touched upon Andromeda galaxy, but we didn't talk about its various stars, their detailing. यहाँ पे आपको अच्छे से दिखेगा. This is Almag, Mirage, and Alpheras. Alpheras is actually not part of Andromeda constellation. It is part of some constellation called Pegasus. So these all complications we will see. The thing is that this is what I was talking to you. This particular portion is Andromeda galaxy, which we need to study. So we will not get into this part now. This is some Greek alphabets which we'll study next time, and then we will go into the internal fine details of Andromeda constellation called the Chain Lady, and then we'll go to the stories related to this in Hindu mythology. Then we'll go to the list of stars in Andromeda galaxy. I will tell you which all stars you need to remember so that you can point it out, explain them well when you are in a public meeting or audience. And then we will talk about some other details of Andromeda constellation. Then we will go to the photos of Andromeda galaxy, which is like this, having diameter approximately 2.2 lakhs light year. And this is the inner version portion, but we will study it next time. And then this is some other hidden objects like Messier object 32, which is also galaxy. This has got some other name also like NGC, New General Catalog number 221. Then we have M110, which is the last Messier object, which is in the constellation called Andromeda. And then we have some open cluster. I'll explain you bit what is open cluster. Then this is something beautiful things which I have never seen. You may not be able to see because the magnitude is 9.2. And what does exactly magnitude 9.2 means will be black box for you for at least this week. Because next week, in case we get time, we will cover this, and then we will go into the new constellation called telescope. So in case you remember that I have proposed some schedule for today's lecture, and in which I said that I will cover this much, and I could not cover even a one third of that. So I started with Andromeda, but constellation, but we didn't able to cover even 10-20% of it. Then we are left with the copium, and then we are left with the three Messier objects and some other objects, and then specific topics and we could not cover. So this is the speed in which I will be moving. Those who feel it is a boring or not of use, you can quit anytime, and that is why we are extending the fees pay date. You can pay anytime. We don't keep any restriction on you, neither we are going to remind you about fees. You should just remember that fees is 3,000 rupees, and those who want to pay, you can pay. Those who don't want to pay, no need to pay. There is no problem. So you can just continue with this course. At the end of course, we will have some examination, intermediate examination. So throughout year, we will be taking these examinations, and we'll be checking your interest and competence and of course knowledge domain. So this is now 10:13. We will stop here. Every lecture of Wednesday will be exactly 40 minutes. So someday it may go 10, 12 minutes little extra, and that is why we keep it 40 minutes. But you need to come up before 9:25. At least 9:24 you should be in a class. Okay, so I'll come out of this portion and I'll just check up in case you have any doubts. So I'll go into the chat box. Okay, सुषमा पटेल has raised hand. आप बताइए, कुछ आपका डाउट है तो आप बता दीजिए. Okay, or else you can leave the class. There is no problem. I saw very bright star. All questions. Sir, what is M31? M31 is nothing but Andromeda galaxy. That is what we were talking. Sushma Patel ji already answered your question. Okay. Then, okay. Bye bye. Thank you so much. You can leave the class. See you next Wednesday.